Hello there. Please state your name. I am Juan Velasquez. Please tell me the name you are called most often. I'm always called Juan. What's your age? I am 34 years old. In what city do you now live? I live in Naguanagua. In what country do you live? I live in Venezuela. Name two hobbies. What do you like to do other than teaching? I like reading and swimming. Name other countries in which you have visited. I've been to Curacao, Aruba, USA, Trinidad and Tobago, Panama, Uruguay, and Brazil. If you have visited the USA, what was your reason? I've been there as a tourist and a student. Do you now hold a visa to any other country? If so, what type of visa? I don't have any visa right now. How long have you had a driver's license? I've had a driver's license for about 7 years. How long have you been driving? I've been driving for about 7 years. Do you drive on a daily basis, sometimes or almost never? I drive on a daily basis. How many years have you been employed as a teacher? I've been employed as a teacher for about 9 years. Tell me which foreign languages you have taught in a regular classroom situation. I've taught English and Spanish. Are you now employed in a school? Do you also teach now in another position? I work as an English professor at the Medical School of the Carabobo University. What age students are you now teaching? Ages between 17 and 25. Respond to each level in which you have experience, please. Elementary school ages 4 to 11, yes. Middle school ages 11 to 14, yes. High school ages 15 to 18, yes. University level, yes. Adults, yes. Which of those levels do you prefer? I prefer middle school students. About how many students are in each of your classes? More than 30. Do you have experience as an athletic coach? I've never been an athletic coach. Have you had experience in drama, foreign language clubs, other extracurricular activities? I once organized a spelling bee contest for elementary students, and I've also created language exchange clubs for high school students. Name briefly any other work experience you have had, other than in education. If this was in another country, please state the country. I worked as a translator and trainer for Centra PLC company. What would you like to be doing professionally 5 years from now? I've never thought of abandoning the classrooms. However, I would like to write a book about the teaching insights in the future. What do you feel is your strongest teaching quality? It's patience. Name one adjective your colleagues or principal would use to describe you. She would say that I'm a hard-working professor. Name one adjective your students would use to describe you. They would say that I'm a friendly professor. Name two things you do to motivate your students to want to learn. I learn every name of my students in order to make them feel involved in the class performance. I also encourage them to do the best by saying expressions like very good, well done, good job, terrific, immediately after they finish an assignment or an activity, and every now and then. Name 3 things you do to control students who do not follow your class rules. I immediately stop the class and refuse to restart until the student has settled down. I make them sit at the front of the class. After the class has finished, I explain to the student why his or her behavior is antisocial, and I clearly spell out the consequences if this disruptive behavior continues. Name 1 thing that you do if you feel stress in your job. I take a very deep breath. Give 1 brief example to show that you can be flexible in your teaching assignment. When students cannot meet the deadline for presenting an assignment, an activity, a project, a paper, based on justified reasons, I reasonably reschedule that day. Please name 4 items that should be included in a lesson plan. Warm-up activities, vocabulary and grammar presentation, controlled and semi-controlled activities, and of course a very good feedback. Please answer yes or no to indicate that you use or have experience with the following. Use of the internet, yes. Use of video projectors, yes. Use of smart boards or Promethean boards, no. Use of PowerPoint presentations, yes. Please define the natural method of learning a second language in 1 sentence. In this method, students are completely immersed in the most natural context of the foreign language they're learning, and avoiding the usage of the mother language. Where should the emphasis be? In teaching grammar or in teaching communication skills? It should be in teaching communication skills. Please name the 4 basic communication skills. They are speaking, listening, reading, and writing. Which approach would you use to teach a linguistic activity, such as verb use? Would you conjugate verbs or ellipse grammatical forms first, or would you introduce the activity in a situation that provides an experience first? I would introduce the activity in a situation that provides an experience first. Are you familiar with Bloom's taxonomy? Yes, I am. Memorization and mimicking, is that a high order or a low order of thinking skill? That's a low order of thinking skill. Which is higher order of thinking skill, creativity or comprehension? Creativity is a higher order of thinking skill. Tell me how you learned about faces. Was it from an advertisement, the internet, or from an individual? I did it from an individual. If you know someone who has been in the Faces program, please name those persons. They are Beatriz Coronado and Zulay Burgos. Give me in 1 sentence, please, the most important reason you should be considered for a position. Me considero la mejor opción para este puesto, porque no solo lograré que mis estudiantes alcancen las competencias necesarias para el buen desenvolvimiento en el idioma español, sino que incluiré e integraré el enriquecimiento del conocimiento de la cultura venezolana, la cual es rica en valores sociales, junto con el aprendizaje del idioma en español, lo que es un propósito primordial en un programa de intercambio como lo es FACES. Are you willing to make a commitment for 3 years or more to teach in a South Carolina school? Yes, I am. Can you name 2 things that you would do in a classroom to represent your country? I would dress up like a plainsman during the colonial period in Venezuela, and I would teach my students to dance the tamunangue, which is a folklorical dance and very interesting dance in Venezuela. Are you now under a contract or will soon enter a contract that might prevent you from accepting a position? No, I'm not. Can you be free to come as soon as possible if you are offered a position? Yes, I can be free and go there as soon as possible. Thank you very much for the opportunity and have a great